Welcome to my new YouTube channel, Opera Vitona, a channel for showing you that opera can be fun. My name is Darren. I'm a millennial who's been collecting and listening to operas for more than 20 years. Today, I'll be presenting a basic introduction to opera. Opera is a type of drama set to music where its more significant lines are being sung instead of being spoken. In this sense, it's similar to a musical, but the important difference is that it contains stronger and heavier emotional and dramatic content. This is how I'll explain what an opera is, but if you ask me what opera is to me, I'll tell you that an opera is a musical experience. Listening to an opera is like stepping into a story world deeper than where virtual reality can take you. Virtual reality makes the story come to life to you, but an opera, when properly performed, can do much more than that. When you listen to an opera, you feel that you're a part of the story. You've access to the psychological states of the various characters which populate it. The singers playing them express their emotions with such potency that you subconsciously feel the same way. During the characters' interactions with each other, it's as though you're personally involved in them. The music literally puts you in their shoes. You can not only taste the atmosphere of these moments, you can also experience their impact. To put all of this simply, the music of any number in the opera invites you to imagine that you're one of the characters in it as you listen. From my personal experience, I can assure you that every operatic masterpiece, which was and or is still in the repertoire, provides its own unique musical experience. No two masterpieces will give the same experience even if they are both written by the same composer within a few years of one another. Today, there are at least a few hundred operas and or related works in the repertoire spanning 3 to 4 centuries and mostly originating from Italy, France, Austria, Germany, Russia, Spain, and the Czech Republic. Based on that figure alone, you can imagine the sheer variety and range of musical experiences that the operatic world has to offer. There are so many experiences to be enjoyed in opera that I can't cover all of them in today's introduction as much as I would really love to. However, I should be able to give you a simple introduction to the types of musical experiences which can be found in opera. The few hundred experiences available can all be grouped under 9 different types that I call the 9 elements of opera. Each of these elements is one type of musical experience in opera. Intensity. This is the first element among the 9 elements of opera. It's the core element in opera. It's the one element any opera must have if it's to secure for itself a lasting place in the repertoire. The French opera composer Rameau once said something along the lines of each opera having to delight and move its audiences if it is to succeed. I admit that not all masterpieces delight their listeners, but there's no doubt that every one of them has the potential to move them. The masterpieces move us when we subconsciously feel the characters' emotions through the potent way the singers express them, and when we feel the impact from the characters' interactions. In my case, there are times when these singers express the characters' emotions so powerfully that I feel they're expressing any similar emotions I might have on my behalf. They channel so much power into their singing that I feel they're even tapping on my emotions, draining them as they sing. It's this potency that gives the music its intensity. The reason for the sheer variety and range of musical experiences is because different composers achieve the necessary potency in their music via different means. Different time periods have different musical trends, so different generations of composers have different musical styles. The different musical styles explain the different means used, but what's more important is the country the composer was writing for. The audiences of different countries had different musical tastes. For example, the French liked their music to please the senses, but the Italians liked their music to go straight for their hearts. The latter fact makes Italian opera the most approachable and popular among the various national schools of opera. Hence, to provide you with an example of intensity in opera, I'll be using a musical excerpt from an operatic masterpiece by the composer Verdi. Verdi is the composer whose artistry brought Italian opera to its greatest height. Some even say he was one of the greatest composers in all of opera too. Today's excerpt is from the love duet that's the climax of Verdi's masterpiece Un ballo in maschera. The hero of this opera, Riccardo, is head over heels in love with Amelia. The problem is, Amelia is the wife of his best friend. The duet begins when Riccardo finally gets the chance to meet Amelia when she's out gathering a herb to cure herself of the love she has for him. Amelia urges Riccardo to leave her. He refuses to leave and stays to confess the romantic feelings he had long harbored towards her. Riccardo's confession wears down Amelia's resistance to the point she returns his sentiments. The excerpt from the duet we'll be listening to is the part where Riccardo expresses how Amelia's reciprocation of his love sends him high up into the clouds. Notice how Amelia sings to the same music but she's expressing her emotions in a different way. While Riccardo's overwhelming love makes him ecstatic, Amelia's overpowering love has melted her heart. Deep down, she knows it's wrong for her as a married woman to love another man, but her love for Riccardo proves too strong to suppress. Amelia can only submit. Riccardo madly asks Amelia if she loves him, which she affirms. The excerpt ends with them declaring their feelings for one another. The excerpt we just heard was sung by tenor Carlo Bergonzi and soprano Antonietta Stella. The intensity in that excerpt came from the way Bergonzi expressed his character's joy in such an infectious manner that my heart seemed to dance along for a moment. Stella also contributed to that intensity with the way she sang so sweetly, I could feel her character's heart melt from her love for Riccardo. The intensity we just experienced lies at the heart of all opera and is the key to its staying power. However, as I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of other experiences opera can offer. We've just looked at one type of experience. After this, we'll be looking at the other types of experience opera has to offer. If you had fun watching this video, please help me like it. If you'd like to continue chasing this series, please subscribe to my channel. If you wish to express your views about it or discuss it further, please feel free to leave a comment. Thank you and stay tuned.